live, Twitter, YouTube, all across the universe, I guess you could say. Um, Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. It's my John Lennon imitation. So, welcome. It's September 3rd, 2021. Phillies are down 3-2 to the Marlins. Matt Vierling hit a shot. The kid hit a triple, driving in a run. The kid is good. So, Jimmy, what's going on, brother? That's all I got for today with baseball. That's all I got as far as today. But today in baseball history, you don't see this often. Grover Alexander of the Phillies. Usually the Phillies have this done against them. But Philadelphia's Grover Alexander pitched the complete games in back-to-back double. It was a doubleheader. He pitched a complete game in both games in 1917. You don't see that every day. Ty Cobb. Oh wow, Ty Cobb hit his last hit today. 4-1-8-9. He made the last of his hits. He was a pinch hitter in the ninth inning. 1928. Jimmy Foxx hit his 50 and 51st home runs to became the third player to reach 50 in a season, after Babe Ruth and Hack Wilson in 1932. It's pretty cool. Yeah, pitchers nowadays, they one complete game is like, it's like they celebrate like they won the World Series. This guy did two in one day. Here you go. 1901, Joe McGinty. He hurled two complete games against the Brewers in the same day. He won 10-0, and then he lost 6-1. Now you got to call up like an extra player, for the taxi squad, for the doubleheader. You got to call up an extra reliever. Right, they didn't need Tommy John surgery back then. Billy Williams in 1970, he asked to be kept out of the lineup, which snapped his record 1,117 consecutive game streak. It was broken by Steve Garvey in 1983, in between Steve Garvey having time with his mistresses. But Billy Williams, he went on to play Lando Calrissian. That's smart. He asked to be kept out. He probably wasn't feeling good. Now, Cal Ripken, his streak was so selfish, it cost the Orioles a lot of games. That's a good call. Jimmy on YouTube said Billy D. Williams asked to be kept out of the game 13 years before Empire Strikes Back debuted, so he didn't get hurt. So he could have really fulfilled the role of Lando Calrissian, the Baron Administrator of Cloud City. Good call, Jim. I didn't think of that. That's why we're here. We unravel so many mysteries each and every night, besides when it's postponed. Yeah, nowadays, Grover Alexander wouldn't have finished the game. Ed Delahanty would have been brought in to pitch. How you doing, you old pirate? So good to see you. What brings you here? The ship. What have you done to my ship? She's my ship. You lost her fair to swear to me. And how you doing, Chewbacca? Still hanging around with this loser? That was a great scene. And then it made his betrayal and his selling out of him even more like, wow, like unexpected. But looking back, he had no choice. Just like he said, if he didn't sell him out, Vader would have obliterated the planet. And he would have left the garrison there. But, what would they do with a running back? If somebody leaves Garrison Hurst at your planet, what do you do with him? He's an out-of-shape old running back. Never made sense to me. No birthdays today at all. There are, but nobody worth talking about. Wow. George Stone, 1877. He might have been Jeff Stone's great-great-grandfather. Trivia. Got Mookie Betts. He's playing ping pong. Ronald Acuna Jr. All-Star Rookie Cup. He's swinging it back, probably hitting a home run. He likes to hit home runs. No Paul Ossenmachers today. Happy Ossenmacher Day. Jeff Stone's great-grandfather. Bryce Harper and Juan Soto. We're giving out like 4 veteran players. Paul Ossenmacher, as we know, was born on December 9th. We celebrate his birthday whenever we pull out a card or whenever we think about him. So the trivia question is, what day is Paul Ossenmacher's birthday? Don't type the answer, retweet it here. Just got to say happy birthday, Paul Ossenmacher, December 9th. I believe it's December 9th. Let's find out. Paul Ossenmacher. Type it on here. December 10th. I confused it with John Lennon. I'm sorry. December 10th is Paul Ossenmacher. It's easy to confuse Ossenmacher with Lennon. They're both just geniuses in their art. Hey, May. Final gift wrap, custom piece. Been really supplying the Badass Vinyl with many Bartolos. I hope one day I could return the favor. And I will. He collects Ron Kittle, Dennis Eckersley. Somebody else. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. And Eckersley, Kittle, Julio Franco. So Eckersley, Kittle, and Franco are now going to be put into Hey May's stash. Here's another Cologne. Never seen this card before. Upper Deck. Pretty art piece right here. Very shiny. You can see it reflecting off my skull. This is an autographed Mets card of him in the, maybe this is the 69 version of Topps. It's very sweet. Very nice. This is 2018 Topps Chrome. I think it's 2018. 2017. I like these cards. Bowman's Finest. A Bartolo Colon, number 40. Probably his birthday. Like how many years in honor of Paul Ossenmacher. Oh, this is sweet. This is a Bowman Heritage. And this is a, wow, looks like a 4th year card of him. Wow, 2001. Awesome. Thank you again, brother. 90 Fleer in honor of Daz Has. The goal here is a card with 2 players on it. Badass Brewers logo, I'll tell you that much. The NB, the glove, the ball. Brian Meyer, Bert Blyleven. Bert Blyleven had a pretty good career. George Bell, he's a former Philly. He was in their minor league system, but they lost him in a Rule 5 draft. Here's 2 guys on the same card, Mike Cuff and Steve French Fry. Not the card that I hoped for, but I guess it was the card that was needed. John Wetland, who was a closer for the Rangers. Jamie Moyer on the Rangers, speaking of the Rangers. Look how young he is right there. We hit the goal. We really did hit the goal with that card. Going to Badass Minor in the goal section. UB Brooks, he was a former Met. I think he's on the 81 Topps rookie card with Mookie Wilson. Bob Boone. Bob Boone left the Washington Nationals because they made all their front office people get vaccinated. And Bob Boone said, no, man, I'm not doing that. So he quit. Jeff Manto. He was a prospect at one point, I think with the Indians. Now they're called the Guardians. Jeff Pico, Roy Smith, Jobber and Scrub. Chet Lemon. This guy goes good with Corona, speaking of that stuff. Gary Templeton, Kelly Downs. They were 2 jobbers. But look at this piece. Will Clark, Players of the Decade. I forgot all about that insert set. My man Rob won. This card could go to you. If you beat me in ping pong. It's a nice card. Stickers, mascots. Hell yeah. What's cool about these cards is there's stickers on the front and there's cards on the back. So it's like you're getting like twice the cards that you really think you're getting. Flamethrower, Josh Hader's on the front. He hits 100 miles an hour. And Albert Pujols is on the back. Miguel Cabrera, he hit his 500th home run 2 weeks ago. Freddie Freeman, the reigning MVP of the National League. So see, like on a card like this, what do we do with it? Obi is the Atlanta correspondent. Kurt is the Detroit correspondent. What do I do? Who do I give the card to? Never fret. You don't have to fret. See? It comes apart. You send one to one, one to the other. And to make it even better, we're going to put the Miguel on the back of the Gary Templeton. This way, we'll put his stats. It'll look like when you turn it over to be like, oh, how many home runs did Miguel Cabrera hit last year? But I don't know, maybe 50? Yes, he already hit 50, and they'll say 2 because Templeton wasn't a power hitter. So Kurt, this is an error card. It's got it's got the wrong back on it. You don't see that often. So good luck with this. Get this graded. Put it on eBay immediately. That was pretty cool. Jackie Bradley Jr., Mike Trout. You know, Andrew, you're our Angels correspondent. Whether you like it or not, you've been promoted. Congratulations. ERA leaders, Hyun Jin Ryu and Steven Strasburg. It's a boring card. There you go. Congratulations. Your welcome kit includes a Mike Trout sticker. It's not going to be stuck off like the other one. It's unblemished. It's only been touched for about 14 seconds. So this might rate a 10. On the Bps scale, it's definitely a 10. And D. Gordon, aka D. Strange Gordon. So, not sure if you know this, but Andrew, every couple of months or so, you'll receive a package with Angels cards or cards that you claim. You can put them in a badass binder. You get them graded, put them on eBay, set them on fire. You can put them on your bicycle spokes if you ride a bike. You do anything you want with them. The possibilities are endless. 03 tops. These cards suck. It's like that real blue. You can really barely see the name of the player. This is a year one card. You know, normally you get excited if it's a year one card or a rookie card. Not when it's Jason Perry. Why should I get excited about Jason? I'd rather have Jason Priestley. Jobber. Ooh, Alex Gonzalez. Any Cubs fans, I'm sorry. Gonzalo Lopez. Never heard of him. Jobber. Franklin Gutierrez, year one card. You mean tell me they had no good rookies in 2003? Timo Perez. Jim, do you remember Timo Perez? He was a Met. Jose Jimenez. I think he had a couple good games for the Rockies, which you don't see too many pitchers do. Edgar Renteria. He was a good player. He had some good years. Marlins, Cardinals. He was a good middle infielder, has some good pop in fantasy leagues. Carlos Beltran. Remember when Houston traded for him? He hit like 30 home runs and 4 September at bats, led them in the playoffs. Oh, this is crazy. Carlos Febbles followed Carlos Beltran. They're both young Kansas City outfield trim. They did that on purpose. Russ Ortiz. I think he had a career ERA of like 7. Record breakers. Alex Rodriguez. 52 home runs. He was the Texas Ranger home run season leader. That's worthy of a record. Remember they had like, I don't know, Chipper Jones, most doubles in a Brave season with like 30. Why make a card of that? This is something that you should celebrate. Tops, got to do something. Postseason highlights. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry for cursing. It said Twins 5, A's 4. I don't like when Oakland gets made fun of. Sluggers.com, it's in its 4th year. I don't know what they do. And then we got a checklist for Jeff. He likes his checklists. I was in all right pack, right? We're going to take the DeLorean. We're going to go from, I think that was 03 to the 70s. This is the shoebox set. And, I'm never going to be able to get like a Reggie Jackson rookie in real life, but I got one in here. Cecil Cooper. Reds, I always forgot he came up as a Red Sox. I remember him as a Milwaukee Brewer. He was a power hitter. Carlton Fisk, another Red Sox, of course. I was always impartial to Thurman Munson. Sorry, Scott. I just I thought Munson was like pretty badass. This is like a Red Sox pack. White Evans. I should have just left it unopened and just put in the Scott stash. Think about it. Evans, Fisk, and Cooper. See who else. Mickey Rivers. His wife went into George. This is him on the Angels. Andrew, Angel, Mickey River. There you go. When he went to the Yankees, he had a bad gambling problem. So Mrs. Rivers went into Steinbrenner's office and said, "You're going to start giving my husband's paycheck to me." And George's like, "I can't do that." He goes, she said, "If you don't do that, you're going to have a problem with me." And he smiled, George, and he said, "You got it. No problem." Rich Gossage, the Goose. Not too original of a nickname. Mike Schmidt. King M squared. You called Mike Schmidt last night, but we didn't pull one because we opened an 80s pack. You nut? He's a 70s rookie. But $17,000 Flair Greg Jeffries, and this will be yours. Yeah, Didi and Sebastian. Congratulations, fellas. Jim, if you're still watching, there's Gary Carter, but he's on the Expos here. But because he won a World Series with the Mets, that's yours. And Dave Cobra Parker. What was I going to say? The Mets, the documentary, it's coming out soon about the 86 Mets that won the series. I saw a tweet about it tonight. It's the reprint. Yeah, the Gary Carter rookie. I think there were 4 players on the card, but they got rid of the other 3 fools and they just kept him. Like they did with the Schmidt. There was Ronce and John Hilton on his. You could probably see it right there. Right there. That's the Schmidt. And for those on Twitter, the Schmidt is over there. Joe Panic. Joe, because of Gary Carter's love of the camera, he made them get rid of all the other like fools and schmucks. He said, if I'm going to do this set, I want just myself on the card. And they said, well, Gary, if we got to do it for you, got to do it for everybody. He said, I don't care what we do for everybody else. If you want me in the set, I just want to be on the card by myself. Don't do me like Topps did in 1975. And they caved in. Panic. He's on the Marlins? Yeah, they made a trade for him for the Giants, right? Allen and Ginter, final pack. Goal here is a bowl of lettuce. Yeah, similar. Lorenzo Cain. I don't remember him as a Met. Oh my god. Derek Jeter. I wish I would get Derek Jeter's gift basket, a card with just that, but Derek Jeter was an overrated player. Pedro Martinez. It's a great pitcher. Is it really? Oh wow. I'm assuming Joe Panic. Pedro was a Met and a Philly, Dodger, and a Red Sox. And Expos. I'm not the Dodgers. Ramon Martinez, his brother, was a Dodger. Expo. Yep, I confused the two. He was traded for no, Ramon. Which one of these son of a bitches was traded for Delino de Shields? I don't know. One of them was traded for Delino de Shields. Trent Grisham. How's he doing this year? No. You guys like football? Yeah. Sorry for cursing. Pedro was also a Dodger. Okay. That's weird. I'm confusing the shit out of these two dudes. Sorry for cursing. The Shields for Pedro, I think. Right? Doesn't say on the back. What kind of baseball card does it? So I'm going to find this out right now. What kind of baseball card doesn't say who they were traded for on the back? Pedro Martinez, trade Delino de Shields. Let's find out what happened here. I'm using Google. Dodgers traded Pedro Martinez, the Expos, for second baseman Delino de Shields in '93. There we go. Google. You know, you go to a bar back in the day and you're having a nice talk and you're like, oh, who's he traded for? And you're like, oh, and you got to think. And about an hour later, you're like, oh, I remember. You don't got to think nowadays. That's why it's the greatest time to live. Yeah, anyway, Trevor Lawrence, is he a good football player? He looks like Mr. Belding's brother, Rod Belding from Saved by the Bell, who took the kids whitewater rafting because Rich Belding, the normal principal, wasn't cool enough. But then he stiffed the kids. He never showed up because he had a date with a Swedish airline attendant. And Rich is like, the real Belding's like, oh, look what you're going to do to these kids. You're going to let them down. And Rod goes, but you got to see her. Rich, she's beautiful. And he sold the kids out. Anyway, Trevor Lawrence, he's supposedly a football player. Eddie Matthews, historical hits. And Eloy Jimenez, if I'm saying his name right. He's a good White Sox outfielder. Rob used to like him. I got one more packet. We'll do one more Allen and Ginter. Because we really want to get a set of pliers. Lieutenant Dansby Swanson, he's having a pretty good year. Yeah, he's having a good year for Atlanta. Hopefully they don't win the division. Teoscar Hernandez, the former Houston Astro. He's a Blue Jay outfielder. Good power, low average. Lee. Derek Lee? They made a retro card of Derek Lee on the Marlins. Why? For what? You don't make Derek Lee. If you want to include the Marlins and like old school players, Miguel Cabrera, Carlos Delgado, Chuck Carey, Charles Johnson, not Derek Lee. Davey Garcia, mini rookie. Hope he comes around. Paul, if you're watching, he's got to do something. And then the final card of the evening is it's a white spruce, which is a Christmas tree. This is something like put presents underneath it, and on Christmas Day, Santa Claus puts presents underneath it. I mean, kids come out all over the world, and they take the presents, and then they thank Santa Claus. Pretty cool concept. Maybe Santa Claus will bring me a card of Bo Jackson or lettuce. So that's all I got tonight, fellas. Trivia prizes: Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna, Mookie Betts, Paul Asemacher, our birthday dude, was born on December 10th. So just retweet the answer. What is Paul Asemacher's birthday? That's all I got. Thank you all for joining, guys. You all have a great evening. You keep watching. Keep ripping.